Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to try that. Uh, well, I just did a little grocery haul and I realized I've never done a video like that, so I was going to go through some of it. I'm sweating because I just came from outside. I had a nice little mile-long walk. Yeah, you just see me do that. You're going to see shit like that. Not a bad walk, but oh, this music is terrible. This is free YouTube music, by the way, that I'm playing with, just because I don't have any and I don't have time to look for any, so I just scroll through it and let it play my videos. So sorry if it sucks. It's going to. Anyway, so walking's not exactly hard, but when you're my weight, I'm still relatively big. I'm losing, but I'm still pretty big. Um, so there's a beeping going on in the background. Okay, so when you're my weight, walking can be hard, and I go do cardio every day. Not every day, but most days I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I go do the elliptical at Planet Fitness, or I will. I do yoga sometimes, very poorly, by the way, very poorly, for maybe 20 minutes on the days that I can't go to the gym. And some days I do weights, whatever. So I practice a more carnivore style, but it's not everything. Sometimes I do keto. As you can see, there's some green peppers here. Uh, what is this? Radishes. So you're gonna see a bunch of stuff. And I don't want to have to make videos of just one specific thing because I like talking, and I guess I do it a lot, to the dismay of everyone around me. That's true. I think I give way too many ear beatings out. But I wanted to get something in the moment. I had some deep thoughts while I was on my walk, as always. And I wanted to just capture them down as best I can. One of them would be, oh, let me just show the food that I just bought. Another one was thinking of why I go through what I do. As I was taking those annoying, slightly painful steps, because I have flat feet and I'm big, and walking on uneven surfaces, it's great. One of the best things about walking on the streets in particular, or on dirt roads, or just planting your feet on something more than a machine, is there's so many different elevations and surprises on the ground that you have to adjust. Sometimes certain sidewalks are just flat, and some are poorly designed and have eroded and are so you're navigating potholes. Uh, uh, and I'm doing this with a stroller, by the way. I had my son with me. He's still in the stroller right now, sleeping. Uh, and that's gets into why I do what I do. I've been constantly changing virtually everything about myself, and it's not for me. There's been a drumming in my head, that I can't avoid and I can't stop, and it's just like, and it's something like the drumming is just a phrase. This isn't for you. And as a man, I feel like the world doesn't really explain that to us, and it's all throughout tradition. You know, Men do everything for their futures. It's never for them. It's never for you. Um, and we just constantly don't get appreciated for it. But alas, and it just keeps on going in my head. This isn't for you. To be honest with you, we're getting older. We have children. We're relics. We're dust. We're already antiquated, so to speak. We're done, and everything we do from way before we have children till till the day one pops out of a fucking vagina is for us, and now it's for them. And the things we do for them could be for us, absolutely, but they're the ultimate driving force, the future, in making it better. So, in terms of being the strongest version of myself, the strongest man I can be for my children, I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I have to go to the gym on the days I don't want to, even when I've worked 10-hour days in overtime and my feet are sore, and the days that I'm too weak to go, mentally or physically, mostly mentally. Let's be honest, when people don't go to the gym, it's more mental than physical, because you can push through that shit. But, on the days that I don't, I have to be disappointed in myself. I have to push myself harder. I have to say, okay, I failed this time. Because learning from my experiences is just, the next iteration is going to be better. I have increased my output at work, which is putting more uh, stress on my body, which is requiring me to rest more, which is going to stop me from, you know, having personal time with family and friends or playing video games, and they're all sacrifices. They're sacrifices for one thing: the future for our children, future for my children. I don't give a fuck about anyone else's. Maybe close friends and family's children too, but that's the net. The net gets wider. Starts from you, and then just goes forth to hopefully the universe. So this is why I've been doing this. This is why I'm making YouTube videos. This isn't for you. I mean, I wish people would agree with anything I say. This is for them. If I die, there's at least 20 minutes of recent video of me, and one video that I'm making right now, and there's going to be a ton more about them and my driving force, and what men's driving force should be, and not what the world is giving us. What women's driving force should be, and what the world is programming them. So I promised a food haul video, so here we go. I explained in a previous video, and I'm going to keep on explaining it, that I do more of a carnivore style diet. I say carnivore style diet because it's about 90% carnivore. On the days that I feel weaker, I eat more carbohydrates. I introduce those plant foods to the diet. Sometimes I eat nuts. I know they're high in oxalates, but fuck it. This is alliteration one. In a year, who knows? I could be strict. I could be off carnivore. Anything is possible. But for right now, I do as much as I can, as clean as possible. For one, when I can. Number one is, when I can. So, recently I've been pretty good. I've been jumping between keto and carnivore. Most days I'm carnivore, but every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week, I'll make a keto, because my girlfriend eats keto. I eat carnivore. So on the days where I cook for her, where I'll make a ketogenic meal, sometimes I say, fuck it, I'll have some cabbage. I'll eat some of that cream spinach. That shit is good. Carbs have a place. It shouldn't be all the time, but they have a place, whatever. I feel more optimal on carnivore than keto, but that's it. So she's on a ketogenic diet, so that's why I have ketogenic crap here. And some days I just end up eating some Chinese food. It happens. I've been doing keto for 2.5 years now, carnivore for maybe the past 6 months. Those are rough estimates, but they're pretty accurate. It's funny, some people on YouTube, the YouTube space, you hear them talk about their diet, and every time you hear them, the length of time they've been doing it is getting longer and longer. I feel like it's a running joke. Some people say they've been doing it for a year, then it creeps to 1.5 years, and then it creeps to 5 years, and I mean 7 years sometimes. And it's like, holy shit, you just figured this shit out. What are you talking about? Anyway, so this is carnivore on a semi budget. What I mean by that is you sacrifice the things you can where you can, and sometimes you don't sacrifice. For example, I got ground beef. I typically get ribeye. I'm gonna have ribeye tonight. I constantly eat ribeye. I also eat organ meats. I also eat uh, chicken and pork products. Rarely, they don't give me the oomph as red meat, especially not chicken. Even pork, I always end up eating 3 times the amount of of chicken and pork. And fish seems to satisfy me a little bit better. I don't know if because I eat fish raw most of the time or lightly cook it. I don't know, but I'm not playing with that with chicken or pork. But the beef, that's the best. So I got ground beef instead of the ribeye. I have ribeye in the fridge right now that I'm gonna eat. I'm doing a fasting day where last meal I had was at 9 o'clock last night. I made some eggs and bacon because I felt like it. And I worked an overtime day, and I'll explain my diet more cohesively in a different video, but this is just we'll get there. Um, so I have ribeye in the oven, not in the oven, but in the fridge right now that I'm gonna cook tonight. But I'm gonna start eating more ground beef. I made some boneless burgers for my girl the other day, and I mean, they're on Instagram at Dead Simple Keto if you want to check them out. But I mean, I put onions and green peppers and just loaded them with butter, and I put cheddar cheese and American cheese on it. It was pretty much a cheat meal, but it tasted amazing. It tasted amazing. So I decided to get some ground beef and see if I can play with those recipes. I also got something cool. You probably seen it over here. I didn't realize it was in shot. Beef heart. I love me some beef heart. I like liver. I do eat organ meats. I try to eat them maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes more often. My goal for next month is to increase the amount of organ meats, get some more ground beef, incorporate those together because I have made beef heart meatballs before and they were pretty good. But if you use too much heart, it just turns to more rubbery consistency. So you have to get the ratios right. But I enjoy beef heart. I can just cook it up and just sort of eat it semi-raw. It's very edible. Meats, actually, I can open this up right now and just spoon it in my mouth. You could do that and you won't die. I've done it plenty of times. I also got some pink Himalayan sea salt because you need your salt. I went to the doctors just recently, and I just let doctors talk. I don't sort of, I wait till I bring. They talk about not having too much salt in my diet, especially because I'm black or whatever, and I get where they're coming from. And they've seen from my charts that I've lost a lot of weight, but they still don't really. The weight loss hasn't been super substantial. Oh my God, he's a new human being. You could still tell it's me. So I'm just waiting for the results, and I go to like a family. They call it a family practice, but doctors just come in and out. So I don't see the same doctors all the time. I'm just gonna wait until my and everything. My charts have been very favorable, but I'm just gonna wait to start explaining these things. I mentioned fasting to him, and the first thing he says, "Fasting's dangerous." I kid you not. But whatever. I still got this crappy background music on. So yeah, so I got pink Himalayan sea salt. I got a smaller one, because I'm trying to save money. And I got a Morton's Mediterranean sea salt or Mediterranean sea salt. I'm gonna be stuttering over my words because I'm new at this, and I'm going to, and I'm not editing this shit at all. Because I don't feel like it. So this is a cheaper salt that I got because, come on now, this is gonna last me maybe 2 weeks, where this will last me a little bit longer. And I want different salts incorporated into my meals, into the food. They need to have different flavors. So I sacrificed on the ground beef. I even got a heart's relatively cheap. You see that big thing? It's almost, a pound and a half for $4. I also got some Purdue chicken thighs. All this stuff is store bought crap, so it's not gonna be amazing quality. I don't have money like that. And what can I say about this? It's chicken thighs and it's not boneless, so I get the benefits of not that much skin on it. Well, the lack of benefits, and still bones. I'd rather get skinless, boneless. It's not for me. It's for my girlfriend. She doesn't. I just chop it up and put it inside coleslaw with some soy sauce for her, and make some sort of crack slaw. They still call it in keto. And I got myself some expensive ass Parmesan cheese. Sacrifice where you can, and when you want to try something new, say fuck it. I never had this before. Sometimes I might just feel like throwing some cheese on top of my steak. Why not? And I figured a cold cheese would work. All this is going to be backwards, but I don't really care. And sardines. That is kind of annoying now that I'm looking at it, but we're going to fix this in the future. Sardines and olive oil, because I love the way they taste. I actually got anchovies as well. Oh, it looks like Russian now. And sardines in water. The first one I had was in oil, the Bumblebee. And so I want one in just fresh spring water, so I could just taste the difference. I'd rather eliminate olive oil from my diet completely, being more carnivore. But those things taste so fucking good that it's like, I'll take olive oil in that. Why not? Radishes, cucumbers, green peppers, just things to add to meals. We got a few pot roasts in there, so boom. Actually, steakums. This is something that my girl just recently bought, and again, I won't eat it, and it's sort of dirty keto, but who cares? She's just starting out again. She's just starting back out on a diet. You want to make palatable foods for people, like holy shit, the dogma on keto that people espouse. I get it. I completely fucking get that. Clean keto is the way, and it is the way. Clean carnivore is the way, for sure it's the way. But to get people to do things long term, limiting their options any more than it absolutely needs to be is fucking stupid. Is steakums the healthiest? It's mechanically separated garbage, abso-fucking-lutely, but it beats a burger. I mean, it beats a burger with fries in a traditional American diet. And if it can get someone that much closer to a ketogenic lifestyle, then so be it. Give people options. Let people. I mean, you want to emphasize that cheating is not optimal. You want to emphasize that these food you would be better off if you ate less of those foods. Absolutely. But sorry, my sinuses, allergies and whatnot. But you can be sure absolutely that eliminating them will be better. But if it's going to help them, let them have it. Just as long as it adheres to the guidelines. Ketogenic diets that they feed epileptic patients are probably the shittiest ketogenic diet there is, in terms of food quality. They don't give them pasture-raised, organic fats. They give them crude fats. They give them crude protein sources just to get them, satiated, If they can add carbs to it, they would. Hence why they're doing exogenous ketones and testing out with that, because carbs is just faster. The results of weight loss for children on a ketogenic diet is terrible. Anyway, so and I got some deluxe cheddar cheese because, again, rewind previous rant. She likes it. It's gonna make her. Is it the best? No. Do I like it? And knowing it's not the best, absolutely, it's fucking amazing. I don't care what anybody says. American cheese is the best tasting cheese out there. I don't care. It's not up for debate. What's the healthiest is a completely different story. But what's the best tasting? American cheese. Hence why we put the name on it, American. We made the best. I got some. You're gonna see it backwards again. Zines, no sugar added ketchup. Because I like ketchup sometimes. I also use G Hughes barbecue sauce. I also use other sugar-free barbecue sauces, Walden Farms, which makes chemically tasting products. And G Hughes sugar-free is good. It's great for what it is. And it does confuse some people depending on what you make. But it's not real barbecue sauce. But anything you make on keto, you have to expect is not going to be the real thing. But carnivore, a steak tastes just like a fucking steak. Oh my god. The carnivore is so much better. I can go on and on. I don't have to make a kind of meal, a keto version of a meal. I could just make a meal. I could just have a huge ribeye steak, a New York strip, ribs, just plain. Sometimes I use barbecue sauce on the ribs, but that's because I feel like splurging sometimes. But if I just want just plain juicy ass fucking ribs, the regular version, I could have it. If I wouldn't have the regular version of baked chicken thighs, I could have it. A regular version obviously is normal, but you can always add stuff to it. And adding stuff to it may not be as optimal, but it works. So okay, I think I accomplished my food stuff video. Oh, and I got 2 Perrier waters. Oh, I guess I should talk about costs real quick. This right here, all this, I throw out the receipt and it would show up backwards anyway. All of this was $69, $65, I believe. $65, not bad. Now, if I just got an all carnivore meal, try saying that 3 times fast. If I got an all carnivore meal, $60 would get me. I got about 5 bags. Carnivore would give me 3. If you want to eat good. Now, if you just want to eat ground beef, if you want to eat this all day, which I'm starting to highly recommend, this and some eggs. Oh, and I got quail eggs. I didn't get regular eggs. I got quail eggs because they taste good, and I'm actually incorporating less eggs into my diet just because I want to save more money, and eating eggs with my ground beef all the time is delicious, but it's also expensive. And when I eat eggs with ground beef, I always want to put barbecue sauce on it, or sugar-free ketchup, or just a condiment. And it's just a habit that I have, that maybe if I just eat ground beef, I'm doing some experimenting, soon. I'm doing some experimenting next month. I'm always experimenting, but I'm gonna start putting some action into words by next month. January 1st. I mean, not January 1st. Whatever. June 1st. That'll be it. But I usually try, when I have a plan, maybe a few days before the beginning of the month, I will start implementing it. Hence, you just do a tune-up. You tune it up more. You tune it up just a little bit more until you got it exactly where you need it to be. And I've been sort of trying to get my alignment, north as much as I could. It sways sometimes with stress and life and children and work and bills and, financial obligations. Life tilts, tilts it and sways it all the time, but it's an action to sort of bring it yourself back into alignment. You know, you can't be passive in this world, and that's what I've been doing. And hence making these videos, me being more candid. This is me just talking. You know, this is where I want to get to a point of being comfortable enough to just talk, and more, you know, things are gonna come out that may not be popular. You know, but yeah, me getting comfortable. This is how I do it. All right, guys. No one's probably gonna see this, but it's up here. Bye. Have a great day.